So starting off with DCS cockpit has an amazing animation going on to it. The mirrors move, all the stuff in here moves. The throttle has different separate controls. The buttons feel 3D and actually colored. In War Thunder they lack color completely. The radar is actually modeled. It's an actual like working thing, not like in War Thunder it's a copy pasted PNG animation. I don't know what that is, but look at that in DCS, it just works. Even though the HMD in here, like in War Thunder, I'm sorry, it doesn't work at all. In here, it's modeled to absolute perfection. In War Thunder, however, the cockpit feels pale. That's the thing that I'm going to say. The stuff doesn't work. Most of this stuff does not work. Like, it's not clickable. It's DCS at the end of the day. But you can see that the HMD is too blown out. The radar does not work. There are no movable mirrors like in DCS, so you have that to obscure your vision at all time. Even though that everything animates correctly, as you can see, the stick is like moving normally. I mean, if War Thunder messes that up, like, wow, props to them. So yeah, the thing that disappoints me the most about War Thunder's cockpit is it has no depth at all, and it feels cheaply made. I'm not saying that they don't do good work, they just don't focus on the cockpit too much. And in here you can see the radar is just trash, dude. It's just an animated thing that they put in there. It's not realistic in any sense or any stretch of the imagination. The HMD doesn't have any depth at all. If you can see, it's just put there, but all the other modes work, like ground mode, like for ground pounding, for shooting your guns at the ground, and yeah, the air mode, so you can shoot at air and stuff. I'm running out of things to say here, people. The thing that I hate about War Thunder's cockpit, it feels flat. Like, you need to scroll back to see the cockpit in its full glory. Another thing is the RWR is not modeled right. It's just a sticker. Yeah. Going back to DCS, and in here you can see basically we're doing a simple test. The thing is, both games do this pretty good. In DCS though, I feel like it's responsive a little bit more, and when you turn the rudders, the wheels actually turn. That's not something that is modeled in War Thunder, by the way, which is a little bit of a bummer and something that I hate. But another thing that I hate is the flaps. In War Thunder, the flaps, you're going to see how they act. In here, they are instant. Literally, they are instant. In War Thunder, you're going to see it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And yeah. In War Thunder, in here, you can see that the control surfaces work absolutely fine. There is no problem. The wheel, though, does not turn. The wheels in War Thunder, they're not modeled to turn, which is a little bit of a detail that throws me off when I'm playing simulator battles, because when I'm playing sim, I would like to enjoy my takeoff and all of that, then take a look at the replays and maybe make a couple of screenshots and all that. But yeah, they've done a good enough job. When it comes to flaps, look how bad the flaps like pop and retract. Like, if you can see that, it's literally embarrassing. It's literally you in a dogfight dead because your flaps are not functioning correctly, at least in real life. The frontal flaps or slats or whatever you want to call them, I don't know their exact name, they also work absolutely fine. War Thunder has done a pretty good job at modeling that, and that's about it. The speed of them is wrong compared to DCS, of course, but who's the better game, or who's the right game in here? In terms of the engines or the afterburner of DCS, basically you can see how they modeled it to absolute perfection. You can see actual animations going on with the two engines. And that's something that War Thunder will have to work on, because you're going to see. It's absolutely amazing how they do it. It's ultra realistic in my opinion, and yeah, it should be like that. In War Thunder, if we, well, stabilize the camera, zoom in a little bit, you can see in here, yes, even though that there are separate throttle controls and stuff like that, which is pretty good by War Thunder that they did that, well, the animation of the nozzles is not correctly done at all. The nozzles don't expand and retract like DCS completely. I've taken a look at real life examples. DCS is the right one here. DCS modeled it to its real life counterpart. War Thunder though, nah, absolutely not, which is another detail that throws me off. And in terms of the acceleration test to take off, DCS is, well, going to do something here. It's going to be 11 seconds and 11.18 seconds. I forgot how to speak. But yeah, that's DCS for you. Now, on the War Thunder side, and we can get the clip right here, on the War Thunder side, it's pretty similar, I'm not going to lie, but it's going to be over a little bit by 12 seconds and something, like 12 seconds and 12.20 seconds. So yeah, maybe that could be a player error or something. Oh, who knows? They're pretty similar. And here we're doing an AOA test and DCS. Listen, in DCS, the plane actually feels like it's being in control. Like, the plane feels like it's actually being controlled. It allows you to do what you can, and it doesn't allow you to do what you cannot. And in here, you're going to see it. The plane is just going to crash in the ground, and that pilot is molecules now. Even though, like you can see here, there's going to be a Cobra attempt in DCS. You can do it, like, it's relatively easy. It's not that hard. It's not that bad. That's not going to be the same in War Thunder. In War Thunder, like, I feel that, I don't know, you're going to see. You're just going to see. In here, in DCS, the nose just pulls. AOA is there. In War Thunder, right here, look at this. The plane is fighting you. Even though that I'm full controls, full real controls, the plane will fight you. The plane will either go up in a realistic way or just doesn't want to react to you, and you're going to see that, especially when I start to turn here at low speed. You're going to see that the nose really wants to pull, but something is limiting it. And with full real controls, I have the instructor turned off in War Thunder. It does not work, so I'm good, dude. Like, my controls here are as sim as War Thunder can present, and you can see it cannot just pull up that nose, which is something pretty limiting in combat if you think about it. So that's a bummer. In terms of missiles right here, DCS, well, you can see the R-27T. This is the IR missile. And basically it works as intended. It functions, even though that the other guy flares and pre-flares, well, the missile just goes. Sometimes it misses if you like prepare yourself for it and you prepare like pre-flare and you dodge and you do all that once you see the missile. But for the most part, yeah, it works perfectly fine. I mean, look at this. It's just going for its target, no problem. There are flares in the air and it's going for it, which is something that War Thunder does not present at all. In here, I've done a little bit of a test against an F-14, one of the hottest aircraft in game. I have him locked with radar. I shoot the first missile, I shoot the second missile, both at engagement range. And just look at that. One flare, literally one flare. Let me get that in slow-mo. Look at that. One flare, the missiles just go for it. Well, it's a double flare. Still, look at this. This is even more tests with the missile itself, and it just simply does not work. And here I try a little bit of a long-range shot on a side shot. The missile just doesn't want to go for its target, period, at all. Even if it goes, like, it misses, which is an absolute bummer. It's ridiculous at this point. So yeah, there you go, people. There you have it, a comparison between War Thunder and DCS. Tell me, guys, what you think in the comments down below, and tell me which game is better.